Lebanese Ether, Freestyle Drive. I'm in Brooklyn right now. Got some real Brooklyn heads with me in the car with me today. Some Brooklyn legends. Got my man Buckshot and 5FT.
Yes,
Got a legendary hip hop group, Black Moon. What's going on, gentlemen?
Everything's cool.
All right.
I'm trying to help. I'm trying to help guide you.
Yeah. Part GPS,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
BDS.
Yeah. BDS?
Yeah, BDS. Yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
You know what I mean?
So we're in Brooklyn right now.
Yeah, we in BK.
Both of y'all from Brooklyn? Is that how y'all met originally?
Yeah.
Yeah. Born and raised in Brooklyn. 5FT in the back, yeah. Where in Brooklyn y'all from?
Well, originally we from Brownsville. I'm from Brownsville. Born and raised South Low, yeah. Originally, but I grew up in different parts of Brooklyn. But me and son met in Brownsville.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. I'm from everywhere.
All over BK?
I'm from everywhere.
All right. You say that in your rhyme too, exactly. You say that in the new People Me joint. I'm from everywhere, exactly.
I'm from everywhere. I mean, I'm a Brooklynite though. You know, my family was born out in Brooklyn. My family, a lot of my family, they like I said, it's hard because everywhere. We Brownsville, like Five said, Coney Island.
Nice. Yeah, CI.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, CI, Coney Island. So, but for the most part, a lot of the landing spot for the root of the Blakes, which is my family, the Blakes. The root of it is Coney Island.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's the root of it, Coney Island.
So that's where your family originally settled. You mean
That's,
Coney Island?
Yeah, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? As far as the seed of like my grandma.
Okay.
My grandma, she settled out there. So a lot of the Blakes, we got like lineage from out of there, but that's pretty much where like my grandmoms settled at, like 33rd Street.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying, 32nd Street.
Yeah.
And then my family, my particular moms and pops, we everywhere. We just was everywhere.
Everywhere in Brooklyn, you mean specifically, or just everywhere in?
Everywhere, like Bronx, Manhattan, BK. We spread out. So it wasn't just a BK thing for me as far as an experience. I mean, I'm a Brooklynite, but I lived everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Got
I lived
you.
Bronx, Tremont Avenue, Sherman
All
Avenue.
right, yeah.
Had a little bit of Harlem, a little taste of Harlem, and then but it was always a Brooklyn thing because that's the seed.
But that's when people think about Black Moon, Duck Down, Smith & Wesson, all of that, they think of Brooklyn right away, and y'all really put Brooklyn on the map in those 90s,
I mean, I am a Brooklynite, meaning, no matter where, where we traveled as a family, we always was coming back to Brooklyn for the day or that day that was. So and then the rest of the, it's crazy with me, man. Because like I said, I lived on 32nd Street in Coney Island. I lived on 19th Street in Coney Island.
So you know Coney really good too, then. You really,
that's where that Coney Island is the birth of the time that I would say I really dedicated myself to saying hip hop is what I'm gonna do.
Nice. Okay. That's when you knew you wanted to pursue it and take it serious. Yeah. 5FT, how did you meet Buckshot originally?
I met him at this spot called 430. It was a building that had a center. And in the center, I used to go there and practice when I was dancing. In the very, very early beginning stages of being involved with hip hop or pursuing to be involved with hip hop and culture. And one day I was in the center practicing by myself when I seen son was in another room by himself. So I was like, damn, son in there for Dolo? He like my height, I need a nigga to dance with, you know what I'm saying? Somebody I get busy with. So I went in the room, saw son, I introduced myself, we gave each other dialogue, and then from there, like, literally from that point forward, we've been like this, like, doing this damn thing. You know what I'm saying? Well,
and it's funny because at the time, I happened to be practicing in there, and I was practicing, looking for the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I used to dance.
The arts, like, okay, you were dancing too?
I was dancing, yeah, and I was dancing with me and my boy Mighty and my boy D, and there was something that was coming up, and it was two things. My sister was dancing for who we know now as Steel.
Nice.
Smith
Okay. Yeah.
Right, and so there was a talent show that was coming up, and I had needed a partner because my partner obviously at the time, was like that wasn't happening. So our partnership from that day on, when I was like, wow, son is the same height, blah 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 blah, I was just like, this is gonna be perfect, and and like you said, from that point, we had we had a connection, and what I was real heavily involved in the street, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
At the time, like real on some other shit, whatever. And my boy, who I used to go out of like state with him. He had ran into a little trouble. Me and Five was supposed to do the show with him.
Okay.
We was, setting up.
Yeah.
And my boy and now one day me and Five was doing what we was practicing. And I got a call saying, yo, I got a call from Daryl D. At the time, because Daryl D, who produced MLP first record, I used to, I was his sister, was like my first girlfriend.
All right, yeah.
So anyway, I get a call from Daryl saying, they locked your boy up.
Oh shit.
And I was like,
in New York, he was out of state, or
he was out of state.
He was out of state.
He was out of state. He was at the spot that we normally would be at.
Okay.
Normally I would be there with him. But this time I didn't go because I wanted to practice with Five for the show that he had when we came back. Because he was the rapper.
He was a rapper, and y'all was like the supporting
yes.
act in the back, the
yeah,
dancers.
we was gonna be the dancers.
Okay.
So I got the call from Daryl saying, yo, your boy locked up, and I don't think he's coming home for a long time. And at that point, it was like, fuck, what are we gonna do? And my sister had called me and said, yo, I got a show at the Apollo with my friend that I danced with who got a record out.
Damn, okay.
And I was like, get the fuck out of here. He got a record out. And she was like, yeah, it was called Steel. MOST was the name of the group.
Okay.
And me and Five wound up linking up with her. And that's how we met Steel.
He was performing at the
Apollo. And she was his dancer.
That's
and
crazy.
two of her dancers, two of her friends backed out. So she needed two friends, two dancers. And me and Five happened to be those two dancers.
Exactly.
And that's how we met Steel.
That's crazy. That's a crazy story. How it worked out, how things...
But another thing is like, I knew Steel from the building. I grew up in Brownsville. I knew his mom. Like my mom's and his moms grew up in the building. Our families grew up around each other. You know what I'm saying? Periodically, different members of the boot camp clique. We all grew up in one area.
Before y'all formed,
you know what I'm saying? So it was funny that I used to see Steel before I knew him as Steel.
So Steel had a record before Black Moon was formed?
Before Smith & Wesson was formed.
Before Smith & Wesson was formed? Damn, all right.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Steel in the MOST and Steel in the MOST pasta.
Steel in the MOST, that's crazy. So y'all ended up performing at the Apollo that time. Y'all didn't make it to y'all's show. That didn't happen because your man's got locked up or whatever.
Yeah. My man's got locked up. That was over.
So when did y'all was pursuing dancing originally? That's crazy that y'all met through dancing and now y'all like a hip hop group for like over 25 years basically. Y'all dropped the Enter the Stage joint. But before we get into that, when did y'all start linking up like, you know what, we're not doing this dancing as much, we're gonna do some hip hop, MCing, rapping?
That came through trial and error. The transition came through trial and error of, the reality of what we was dealing with. We still was conscious of what was going on in real life in real time. You know what I'm saying? But, being involved into the music, that was like our therapy. You know what I'm saying? While we try to figure what we gonna do. You know what I'm saying? One day we decided, so it was like, yo, I want to start rhyming. You know what I'm saying? On real time. You know what I mean? And I'm like, all right, let's go. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we kind of like formed the group Black Moon. You know what I'm saying?
Was that the name y'all came up with from the get-go, Black Moon? Or
No.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Black Moon already existed. One and the story, the part of the story of me asking me asking Five, because that's very important to the sequence of the story. Like, Five was dancing in the studio in the practice, session. He was dancing to beats, and that was the first time I had ever heard, like, instrumentals, whatever like that. And I had asked him, who makes this? Who's making these beats
for him?
Yeah. Like, who's making this music, rather? Like, that he's dancing to.
Who's putting these blends in music?
And who's putting these blends in music? And he said, my man E.
Who's Evil D?
Yeah, which is
DJ Evil D. Okay.
All right, and then we met. That's when I said, okay, well, I want to meet him. You know what I'm saying? I can't believe that he can actually do beats. You know what I'm saying? Like the shit that Kara's one of them. Rakim and all the shit they rhyme on, he can do that.
You can hear it already. It was just for the dance routine, but it was some real hip hop shit.
I just was like, wow, you mean to tell me? Because the only way I ever knew of a possibility of getting a beat was to get an instrumental. You know what I'm saying? I never knew about producers and no shit like that. I thought, So when he was like, the guy who, like, the music is coming from someone that I know that has access to actually making the music. And that's when, we decided to go, I decided to go over and link up with him. And, Black Moon, that means Evil D was already in effect.
I got you.
You
Okay.
understand? So it's like, and it's important for people to know the true history of Black Moon, no matter what perception that they have in their head. Because if I let you have one perception in your head that's not real, then I'm out to just let you have any perception in your head. And that's not, you know what I'm saying? It could work for me, work against me, but the best thing that's going to work to me is the truth.
No doubt.
So it's like, for the people to know that DJ Evil D and his brother, Mr. Walt, was already on it.
Well, the beat miners now. They're the beat miners now. So they was already producing. They already came up with the concept of the Black Moon.
Yes.
But they didn't have necessarily MCs that was part of the group.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
Right. So when my boy got locked up, I said, I have no choice but to start rhyming. You know what I'm saying? Like,
leave the street life, you mean?
Leave the street life and the fact that I didn't have an MC at the time. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I love MC and everything like that, and I'm like, well, I gotta start rhyming, and so knowing that I love rhyming, knowing that I felt like I was forced to be in the MC position, all of this was coming at me at one time, because now I'm not only dancing with Five, but he got the guy who knows how to make beats, and I know, we gotta be. I'm not. This dancing shit is not like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is not gonna make. This ain't the way. Yeah. This ain't the way that's gonna make. Okay. This is a part of the way, but this ain't the bigger picture. So I knew that MCing was another step of being part of the bigger picture. You understand? Yes. So I just pretty much was like, okay, now let's rhyme.
So you was writing rhymes at that time, like just for yourself or whatever, or?
Yeah. I was, I started rhyming, and really, taking lessons. I was taking lessons from the teacher. Who was KRS-One.
KRS-One, yeah.
I was taking lessons from what he was teaching. He had a record out called Breath Control. And I was used to listen to the record all the time, and that's how I learned how to become as good as I am on stage.
That's crazy you mentioned that, because you also got a whole album with KRS-One that you released.
So that was
insane.
A blessing.
That's a blessing. Yeah.
Right.
That's somebody you was listening to
and learned from, as far as how to just master the art. I learned from him, and then that's why when I was able to do the album with him, It just was.
That's
It
amazing.
was the shit was mind blowing.
That's mind blowing.
You know
Hell,
what
that's
I'm saying?
amazing. Yeah. So was you going by Buckshot at the time? Was you going by 5FT at the time, or was it different names?
I was always 5
It
foot.
was always 5 foot. Okay.
It was always 5 foot from day one. The moment we took the oath and we made a decision that this is what we're going to pursue, that's
Well,
what it was. You know what I mean?
I mean, that was on a bigger scale
Right.
as far as Black Moon. You know what I'm saying? But that.
Oh,
that,
but, I mean, prior to that, I mean, before that, we was KB1 and 2 before that.
yeah. Yeah.
What is it one more time?
KB1.
KB1 and
Yeah,
2?
yeah,
Okay.
we was KB1 and 2. We was KB1 and 2 because, again, you know, it was all of us. You know, we were dancers, and a lot of people are gonna find out that, you know, that Black Moon, we were always versatile. You understand? So we always had a versatile atmosphere. You know, people don't know that Evil D used to rob.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Right?
Nah,
Yeah, man.
that's crazy.
Yeah, man. And so we always had a versatile atmosphere, and we were KB1 and KB2 because we were dancers at the time, and
Okay.
you know, my government name starts with KB.
Oh,
I mean,
shit.
and his
Oh,
is KB.
shit.
So
Okay.
so you know, he's KB1 and I was KB2, and then it was the Big Bang. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
What I call the Big Bang. You know, something happened, you know, one day where it was just an explosion, you know, and it was like either we're gonna, you know, explode or we're gonna die out as a star, and we knew we refused to die out as a star. So with that, we became the Black Moon that you see, like now.
Nice. So it's a trio right now. 5
It's a
foot,
trio.
Buckshot,
It's always
DJ,
been
Evil
a
D.
trio.
It's always been a trio. And so you end up linking up with Evil D, the man who was making the beats.
Well, I met E in school. Me and E went to high school together. That's how I met E. So, you know.
So that's how he was producing for you?
Well, he's always been a DJ. We used to have another group that used to have prior to us called Unique Image. At the time, that's where he was, you know, in the mix of doom. You know what I mean? So we always was in the talent shows as much as possible, as long as we could. But that was the thing at the time, and that's what something we loved to do. So eventually, it just that group dismantled, right? And I kept being around E. I kept being around E. You know what I mean? So we always go to parties together, hang out, go to the record store. E showed me a lot. I learned a lot about music through E.
Okay.
Plus, we was in high school. He was in band class at the time. He on the drums. I'm on the trumpet at the time.
Okay.
So we had experience and shared energy. You know what I mean? Then I had went down to Virginia, to VA, to stay with my aunt. And I was down there for a minute as I was trying to figure out what I was going to do with my life. You know what I'm saying? So it got to a point where one day I was working down there, and I called E on the phone. I was like, yo, I'm coming back next week, and when I get to the town, let's just put everything in a basket and just go for broke. You know what I'm saying? We got nothing, what we got to lose, you know what I mean? So, long story short, in that pursuit of this journey, I ended up meeting Son without knowing. We noticed, you know what I mean, of him in existence, and the dots started making sense and started connecting. You know what I'm saying? Was the journey rough in the steps? Yes. And it was great glue, which give us the strength that we have today to be able to evolve and get to bigger and better things, and still be here to show you that we still got, you know, we still getting busy
No doubt.
through the music.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Y'all got a new project coming out.
Yes.
Rise of the Moon.
That's
September
right.
20th.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, y'all have so much history in the game. There's so much to talk about. Enter the Stage, every other project y'all came out with, formerly Duck Down, etc., etc. But let's talk about this new project since you brought it up. Rise of the Moon, just basically 26 years later after Enter the Stage. Y'all celebrated the 25-year anniversary not that long ago, I think October last year or so. So, talk about Rise of the Moon. What can people, the fans who've been following Black Moon for, last 20-something years, what can they expect with this project?
Man, some real raw, authentic energy mixed with jazz, soul, and bass of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? The boom bap is back. You know what I'm saying? We try to bring the snap back. You know, you're gonna hear a lot of combos with me and Son on a few songs. You know
like the back and forth, you mean?
Yes,
You
like
and Buck, back
like
and
that.
forth?
Yeah,
Nice,
yeah,
okay.
You know, we holding each other down on the album. You know what I'm saying?
So,
Projecting a different level of energy at the same time, giving the people what they expect to hear at some point, but at the same time showing how we evolve through our conversation because we're telling the story together. You know what I mean? We definitely telling the story together. You got to listen from beginning to end to hear everything.
And this is one of that's the one of the thing about Rise of the Moon, the album, is you got to listen to it from beginning to end. It's one of those albums, right? That's number one. And then number two,
those are the best albums, yeah.
You got to listen to it from beginning to end to get the total grind, the total feel. Number two, you know, is like, it's one of those albums where, I want to say it speaks for itself. You know, when it's we've been through so much with this project, and we've been through so much on a journey through this project that it's like the shit just don't make no sense at all. You know what I'm saying? It don't make no sense at all. And for us to have, you know, gone through the stuff that we've gone through, and to be able to come out and have this album, you know, out in the world, is I'm the type of person that I study so much. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you could drive around.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
I mean,
Yeah.
Like, I'm the type of person that, you know, I study so much that
Studied hip hop,
I
or
just
in
studied
general?
In general.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
General.
In general. So, for me, I know a lot about what's gonna happen. I know a lot about the whole fate of a lot of expectations. That's the reason why I said on the album, you know, give respect to the new school, respect to the old school. Both of you guys respect each other.
Did you mention that because you feel there's been a lack of?
I mention it because I feel the common sense lack of listening to people from my era, and I really can't stand half the time when I listen to them and I speak to them. They expect me and want me to down the new dudes and the young dudes. And then when I listen to the younger dudes, they get mad because a lot of the OGs that they did meet and looked up to, you know, talk to them that way. You know, like, y'all niggas about to understand. Y'all gotta get the authenticity and know how to be original and da-da-da. And, you know, I get it, you know, because both people have a point. You know, a point meaning, you know, the new era is like, just let us do what we do.
They want to
you know what I'm saying?
Period.
They just
stop somebody element and energy from existing. You know what I mean?
They just like, let us do what we do and do best. And the old school dudes is like, you know, I feel like they if they would have respected the younger dudes a lot more, then we would have been in a different place in hip hop, period, and we wouldn't have to keep trying to make the point. You know,
be more united. You mean be more united?
That'll never happen.
Yeah.
That'll never happen. That's not even in the laws of the universe of mathematics. So
I mean, do you think it's just due to the way the industry's set up?
No, it's due to the way mathematics in the world is set up.
Okay.
The universe is mathematical. So I don't give a fuck if we're talking about rap, the way chicken, food, they don't make clothes how they used to be. Cars ain't the way they used to back in my days. We had that's the way the way mathematics work. So you can either be conscious of that and join that, or you can be conscious of that and become a god over that. That's up to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, I chose the latter because I already understand that people are going to have that, because that's in the laws of the universe. So why should I focus on trying to entertain any of that when I should just go forward with where the next level I'm supposed to be at? You know what I'm saying? And entertain the next level of where I ain't supposed to be acting and being this way at 40-something years old. You know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to be at a whole other level. So I got to get to the level where I belong at in life.
Okay.
Fuck rap.
It's
You know
bigger,
what I'm saying?
it's bigger than rap.
Why wouldn't it be? Like, why would it be? I can't, what I mean, how much of that shit, if I don't put it to use and put it to work, what the fuck I'm gonna leave my kid? You can't leave it, like, it's two things you can't leave your kids is a job and a hustle. So what's the use?
Got you. I mean, I like what you're saying, that it's critical of both. It's not strictly siding with the old school and criticizing the new school, or siding with the new school. You're like, both of y'all, stop criticizing each other over nonsense. Let's try to do, let's try to be together as much as possible. We're both doing hip hop music for the culture.
Why? It's never gonna happen. I'm trying to explain that to you. Like, that's always gonna exist. It existed in jazz. The only thing that's different is it's me and you having this conversation. So that's cool and that's gorgeous and all of that. But at the same time, that doesn't, you know what I mean? Like,
that's not gonna make a difference.
No, it's not. It's the way it's supposed to be. It's always supposed to be. Because if it was any different, let me ask you a question. If it was the way that some of the old school guys wanted, then how would the new generation get better if they don't do something different?
You mean like make their own sound and explore their own?
If you kept doing what I did, and I kept doing the same thing, and you grew up doing the same thing, and then your kid does it, how could you ever get better doing the same thing? How can I make this right here better if I keep it the same material?
Understood, yeah. So it's evolution, basically.
It has to.
It has to be, yes.
You know what I'm saying? And no material wants to die. Everybody gonna fight for their life. So that material gonna be like, yo, man, check this out, man. You don't do it the way you. And I'm like, look, motherfucker, your old ass gonna die regardless, man. You better. Why don't you just go out with respect? Cause you gonna die regardless, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So go out with some respect. Don't go out disrespect. That ain't cool.
That makes sense, exactly. Don't go out like bitter, basically.
Yeah.
Go out as like, you encouraging a new generation.
And that's all we do. And that's all Buckshot do. That's all my. If you say, well, Buckshot, what's the legends? What's the moniker you want people to basically go out with now? And I want them to go, basically, Buckshot was all about putting people on. He did it with Smith & Wesson, he did it with Helter Skelter, he did it with this one, that one, and that's all he's about. He's only about putting people on.
That is very true. I mean, you introduced so many dope hip hop acts, you and 5 Foot to the world, basically. Smith & Wesson was on your album, exactly. Helter Skelter.
OGC, we brought a lot
Havoc was on the first album, exactly.
We brought a lot of different people to the game. But
that is rare for a hip hop artist to be
Joey Badass.
I know y'all support Young M.A. as well with the Duck Down.
Yeah.
But that is rare though for an artist to not be selfish to an extent and be like, I'm gonna put somebody else on.
I mean, that's most people with the mind frame.
That's always the mind frame. You know what I mean? They put the next one on. You know what I'm saying? Let somebody else get their shot the right way.
Yeah, you got your shot. Why the fuck you gonna hate on somebody that, they trying? You know what I'm saying? You sitting here watching them try, and you're not gonna try to do whatever you can. I might not be able to do it. I might not be able to blow you up the way you want to get blown up, or I might not be able to turn you into the star that you want to be because you may lack that level of talent. But I'm gonna try. That's all I could do is I could try, and that's why, the things that I've done, and the reason why I've been on, in the background, because I created certain things that's gonna help people no matter what. I did everything I can to create one place where everybody can have a chance to become a star in one place. And that's like, because that's all I'm about is trying to get you. Once I did that, I was like, all right.
I mean, is that partially why, because you was talking about it's bigger than rap, it's not just me as an MC, is that why you pursued the business side of things by, co-founding Duck Down?
I was always a business person, always. I was always business buck. I started out hustling. We're driving past the place where me and Five used to go to the mosque at. That was right down here. Yeah. So I started out selling incense, oils, jewelry. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You name it, books. You know what I'm saying?
You was in front of the mosque?
Yeah.
Selling the oils?
No, in the front. I used to go to Manhattan.
Okay.
Manhattan in front of Tower Records.
Yeah, we was getting it.
We was at set up at Tower Records, so we can come across those. We need to get in contact
in the industry.
Motherfuckers don't know about Tower Records anymore. It's so
that
so
was
different.
Our plan, the scheme and setup. Like how we plan it. Like some people plan, shop to go get the iPhone or a new pair of sneakers.
Like,
we plan the scheme on the block to see who we could run into, so we could try to come into contact and get information or try to make a connection to make the next move. So we was on it early at a very young age.
Hustling. And I was, like you said, we wasn't just on. We didn't just go to any spot and hustle. We went to where it was action at. So we knew what the whole deal was. And ever since then, my mom was always business buck, man. I'm like that because my grandfather was a businessman. He had his own businesses. My father, he had his own businesses.
Okay.
And my uncle, he got his own businesses. And
so you had those examples,
I just come from a business-orientated gene, man. It's just in me, none of those people.
Is it a balancing act, you being an MC, you coming out with a new project, you and your group, but also handling the business side of things? No?
It just come natural. It really is just a natural flow. Both of it. You know what I'm saying? There's no stress. There's no, there's just no stress. There's no stress in like, oh man, how am I write this verse? Or, you know what I mean? Like, oh man, how am I come up with this 5-year scale out plan that's gonna make sure that, whatever business I'm doing is gonna scale out over the next 5 years, so they don't gotta worry about the month-to-month bullshit. Like, all that shit is natural to me. You know what I'm saying? I love it, and you gotta love it in order for it to be like that. And that's where I think a lot of people get it twisted. I think a lot of people try to do the business thing because they feel like, hey, that's something I should try. And if it's not something that you love, I don't suggest that you try that particular thing. I think you should, do something that you love, because there's a role for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody plays, even especially the workers.
So when y'all released Enter the Stage, October of 1993, did y'all think y'all be releasing another album in September of 2019? Did y'all see yourselves 25 years later, 26 years later, still doing it?
No. Well, in hopes and hindsight. Hindsight, but not in the moment. You know what I mean? Real talk, everything that we experienced more or less was hands-on training. The grind was hands-on training. You know what I mean? Nobody sat us down and broke it down. This is what it is. We went and did the research and sought out the information and asked the necessary questions to make things effective. Yes. You know what I mean? We was already researching resource monsters before we got in the game, so we know how to assess the information. We know how to research real good. You know what I mean? So that's been our story this whole time, even up to this point. Just like he said, he's sitting in the base and we reconstructing and rebuilding the same format that we did kind of like in the very beginning. You know what I mean? And for us, it's a good thing. We understand it. We know what it represents, and it feels good. The energy, like we got the flow. You know what I mean? So
a lot of people don't even know that we was in the Source unsigned hype. The Source magazine used to do something called unsigned hype.
I hope everybody watching this knows it, but I'm sure that some people don't. But of course,
so the Source magazine did something called the unsigned hype corner, and we Black Moon, we did a demo, and the name of the demo was called Black Moon on the Uprise, and we started that. We sent that demo in. And at the time, I was interning. You know what I'm saying? I was interning for MCA.
Oh, you were interning for MCA?
Okay.
Yeah.
Early.
So I had sent that demo tape in to what you call it home.
Yeah.
So I'm doing an interview. Let's play right back. All right. So
just for now, you can answer it. You can put it in the part, but the thing it's plastic. It's all good.
Yeah.
So you was interning for MCA at the time. Y'all
MCA.
submitted the
The
demo.
demo tape, remember? Yeah. And we made it into the back of the source. And for me, that was like the first of. There's a few moments in my life that was like unbelievable. And I don't know if that was even breathable. It was that unbelievable. I don't know if you could fathom the thought of like, you know, you're like, wait, you gotta be joking. Oh, this is not real.
So totally unexpected. Y'all bought the source. Y'all opened it up and
it's in there.
y'all was an unsigned hype.
Yes,
that shit is crazy.
And I was like, I want to get pass out.
Damn.
I really
you couldn't believe it. Yeah, you were like, oh man.
I cut the article out. I put it on my wall. You know what I'm saying? It was like, it was like.
That was level 1.
And this was all off a demo.
This is all off a demo. And this was called Black Moon on the Uprise.
Uprise.
So for this album to be called Rise of the Moon, it's just funny how everything does, you know, a full circle.
Yeah.
And
Rise of the Moon.
Yeah. And it's funny because, you know, we put it to those terms because it's our turn. Black Moon is a small movement that's like the moon, but without the moon, we would be destroyed. That one little ball of light keeps the balance of everything from the sun. So that's what Black Moon is like. It's like we're small, but we're so relevant to the hip hop game because of what we say and what we represent. That's what keeps us alive and keeps us going around and rotating and rotating. Is the fact that we are like the actual moon. Our light may look small, but it is so relevant.
It's so, exactly. It plays a huge role, even if you don't necessarily see it from the get-go.
Yes.
It's playing a very major, important role.
Exactly. And we got that nighttime music, you know what I'm saying? And that's another reason why, you know, as Black Moon, you know, everybody got their flavor and everybody got what they do. So our main issue is when you listen to Black Moon, be prepared to listen to something you've never heard before and a different style, a different sound, a different flow. Be prepared to feel like night. Be prepared to feel like midnight. And don't.
Most importantly, feel the energy and the rhythm of the music, the tones and the words, how me and Son is back and forth on the album. Pay attention to that and feel that, you know what I mean?
And that's it, because there's a lot of different styles of music that's out right now. And everybody got a lot of different good stuff. Some people got good, you know, some people got preferable, some people got non-preferable. Just put it like that.
Okay.
So when we enter the game, we're entering the game saying this is our style, this is our sound, and if you prefer it, then you prefer it. If you don't prefer it, there's no problem with
someplace else. But if you prefer it,
but if you fuck with it, you know, then you're gonna show that reaction. Like, and they said, well, what do you mean by that? I said, well, if you're the type of person that like to ride down I-95, you know, at night, feeling like comfortable and in a certain zone, it's a perfect album for you. If you like to ride down a block, bumping some banging ass shit that is gonna just have everybody looking at you when you ride down a block, then this is that perfect album for you.
You definitely got the 2019
you know,
knock.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
We call it 808 with the boom bap to match.
You mentioned that in the joint. So you speak about nighttime music, Rise of the Moon, September 20th, it's coming out Friday. I released a new video, which I released a video off the album Creep With Me. And that's where you talk about the 808s with the
We mentioned that we did Creep With Me again because, you know, a lot of people didn't think that the actual Black Moon was coming. Everybody kept, because people hear, the album's coming, and like we said, the journey has been it's been not easy. You know what I'm saying? It's not an easy journey, and it was real. This was it, man. This was it. This was a lot of pain, man, and a lot of emotion, a lot of pain we went through, a lot of pain from the album, a lot of sacrifices.
A lot. Like every time we was making it known we was coming, dynamics.
I mean tears, man. Fuck all that. I mean tears. Tears, man. Fuck all that. I mean tears, man. I mean tears.
Why,
going
though?
back because it was a lot of pain in our lives as individuals doing this album and going around this album, and we said, yo, when this shit drop out, we're gonna get our revenge on motherfuckers. When this album come out, we're gonna get people gonna feel the wrath of what we've been through in our lives, trying to express that with and through and around the music. You know what I'm saying? So we was going through so much shit as individuals that being able to put the end, like as the word would we use, Five would say, the energy on to a track where I might not have put my issue that I was going through on the track, but I put my energy, you know what I'm saying, on the track. And we were going through so much. I mean, mentally, physically, you know, we was dealing with a lot of stuff, man, on doing this album. And the shit, and nothing about this album at all was easy as 1, 2, 3. We get the beats, we rhyme, you know what I mean?
Y'all actually recorded the whole album together in the studio.
Of course.
Why would we do it?
So that's how a lot of cats do it nowadays. Sometimes
some people do it, yeah. Some people do it like that. Some people do it like that.
But it's definitely a difference when y'all vibing together in the studio and grinding like that.
That's our beginning sources. That's how we started. Why would we change that? You know what I mean? I'm never not.
People, that's the way people do things now.
Yeah, but we chose for the sauce to cook this the correct way, because we could have did that. Yes, we could have. But to cook this the correct way, to get it off the right way, means I had to be, you know, in the same space at the same time. And we still was vibing off the phone. We calling each other, so we was in contact more. You know what I'm saying? Definitely more on the project and around each other. Definitely more for the project prior to even getting in the actual studio and start cooking. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Nah, that's amazing to hear. That's amazing to hear. Yeah, Rise of the Moon.
Funny, right? That you gotta hear that today, right? Motherfuckers, we recording verses, you know.
Exactly.
But at the same time, that's you know, that's.
I mean, sometimes it makes sense.
No, it does, because think about it. You know, that's a convenience. You know, if I was over here doing the track and you was in Europe and we had to get a track done, you know. But like, you know, Five said, we just happen to have the privilege of being able to grab and hold and be in the same atmosphere of each other.
And both,
you know, so that's gonna make a difference. That's you're gonna feel it. It's just the way it is, you know.
There's definitely a different energy.
Trying to fuck your wife from across the seas.
FaceTime and shit. Face, they don't work, right?
I mean,
Skype.
It don't.
It definitely don't.
I don't give a fuck what you try. Okay? I don't give a fuck what you try. So that's the bottom line. You know, ain't nothing like, you know, physically being there. I don't know, like, hats off to Beat Miners. At a whole other level. I did not know that they were gonna come with the storm of beats that they were gonna come with.
Fire, yeah.
And it's like I'm not, you know, like I gotta give them the super duper respect on coming with it's like they did it and we just dictated the story around what they did. You know what I'm saying? As well. It's like we could have took the music and the beats and just spit bars. I spit the bar, you spit, but
bar for bar,
but that's not the album. You know what I'm saying? So when E and War, you know, gave us the tracks, right away, Conflosations is what came to mind. You know what I'm saying? It's like I gotta have a conversation with you. I gotta be able to have me and you sit down and we having a conversation.
We talk.
That's more important than the rap.
That's what I like to hear. I mean, you know, even though you've been doing this for over 2 decades, y'all got amazing projects out. I hear that excitement in your voice, in both of y'all. Are y'all excited about this new project, even though it comes naturally to y'all? Y'all been doing this.
Excited. I'm excited.
Y'all
I'm
sound
excited.
like
I'm excited because in a few minutes is that
I'm silently like, yeah, I am, but I'm silently like, yeah, because it's like you get ready to say it in about 2 seconds.
And I think the people's excited too. I think the fans are ready for it.
Yeah. See, it's a lot of shit that's gonna go down. You know, a lot of shit that's gonna go down. Man. Word up. And the fans, they gotta be ready for. They gotta be ready for the personification, the music, the swagger, the energy, the love, the whole flow. They gotta be ready for what's about to go down and what Buck and Fathers and E is about to give them, and they gotta be ready for that. You know what I'm saying? Because again, like, you know, the whole hip hop cliche shit. You know, be honest, like, I'm conscious of that. You know, I'm conscious of the whole y'all niggas is, you know, we love y'all, all this other, but you still in that category. You know what I'm trying to tell you? Like fuck the fact that y'all, you know, you old school, whatever. That's what you supposed to be in, nigga. What the fuck? Like you could. I'm in the now school. So, but if that's the way you see it, and you need to identify it because you just think a certain way, then no problem. You know what I'm saying, my nigga? The bottom line though is I'm gonna perform the performance. I'm gonna give you what the fuck you want to get. It ain't about for me. So I knew this was gonna be a lot of it, cause this is cliche no matter what. Every time somebody get behind a fucking camera, or anytime we get into anything, interview, question, whatever the fuck, first thing that's gonna happen is these type of questions. You feel me? Because he was like, because that's what the people want to know. That you ain't doing it just because you want to be dictative, but you're doing it because these are the questions people want to know. And a lot of these fucking old school rappers, you know what I'm saying? That's why I said, like you was a team with a team. But now your team gotta ride.
That's on the Creep With Me, Joe.
Yes.
That's when he was like, you a 50-year-old.
I said, you know, listen, man, you know, I like, you know, you damn near 50, and I don't mean fifth. Like, I ain't talking about the rap. I mean, dog, if you didn't get to where you trying to get to now by being 50, why would you be damn near a 50-year-old nigga doing the shit that you was doing when you was 40 and 30? That don't make sense either.
That don't. You're right.
You feel me? When you look back. So what we doing? Because to me, right now, you still saying it. Anytime you say we ain't having it, that's not an answer. We ain't having it ain't a solution. That's just a feeling. That shit don't mean nothing. That's why when the God be building, we'll talk and we'll do those things in generic sometimes. Like, yeah, motherfuckers said that, and I'll be like, all right, well, how you get there? Like, fuck all of yo, man, we got to get there. Like, so that's the shit right now with Black Moon. You know what I'm saying? I always tell motherfuckers, it's like, this is for us and this is for our fans. We can get another project, but we can't get another chance.
Last chance, no birthday.
You feel what I'm trying to tell you?
Yeah.
This is it. This is your chance. This is my chance. You want to blow. You want to take this interview project to a whole nother level, and I just look back and be like, yo, it's driving rappers around and shit. All right, so this is the chance right now. This is the mind frame of, all right, so where and how, what's the next level of how we taking this deal?
Exactly.
And that's where the business Buck come in. And that's another reason why niggas fuck with Buck. Niggas fuck with Buck because of business Buck. And now Kenyatta Blake, which is the person, Kenyatta Blake is the person who created Buckshot. Buckshot did not create Kenyatta Blake.
Got you. Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
Buckshot is just the person you're used to calling me because that's the name that I've given you throughout the. But at this point, you got to see the transition from Kenyatta Blake to Buckshot, meaning Buckshot, the brand, the person, the brand, the name, the value itself. I'm going to show you, the public, once again, how to take something and turn it into something. So you understand?
Yes.
So exactly. Exactly.
We don't just stagnate here. Yeah, you drop something dope, but what's after that?
All right, what's else after that? And you know, like without taking this into, because this is Black Moon, so without taking into, Buckshot created Buckshot Mobile and da-da-da-da. The bottom line is, I created something knowing that no matter what, you gotta transition at some point in time. So what are you gonna transition into? You know what I'm saying?
Got you, yeah. What are you gonna evolve into next?
What are you gonna evolve into next? You know? Like again, I don't give a fuck how much I talk little shorty and them and see them those little kids right there with them little niggas. Look, I mean, they're teenagers, man. The fuck they want to do with my 40-year-old ass, B?
First of all, this is my old school right
here. Is it right here?
No, but this is what I'm saying.
Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
But now if I give them something that says, all right, shorty, here. It could be the book bag. It could be the book bag with the disc. It could be you getting me saying, yo, I'll come right now and be like, yo, which one of y'all little dudes is trying to be entertaining? Me. All right, so all y'all come. I'm going to put you here and may the best man win. But I just gave you a spot, and at least I gave you something as 100% enough.
Yes.
So that's my whole shit. You feel me? As far as, so that's how they respect you. That's the only way they're going to respect an OG is when the OG open the door. My music, my sound, everything, I don't expect them to pop on the new Black Moon album and be like, woo! These motherfuckers' minds are so programmed to bacon, egg, and cheese every day. No, not even that. But just hearing the same sound for the past few couple of years, and that's been the move, and these little kids right here with the book bag, they got to do the dance and lift one foot. I'm not gonna expect Black Moon on the horizon to just come out and they're like, woo! That doesn't happen, man. Especially because, you know, in order for that to happen, you gotta remember when we was teenagers, Black Moon spread as teenagers. I told you, teenagers, look at that, 1, 2, 3. Teenagers rolling packs. So how you get something hot? Well, one is gonna say, yo, you heard of the new Black Moon? Other is gonna say, who was that? Oh, that's that new group that I heard, da-da-da-da. And one in the middle is gonna say, nah, I never heard of them before. And the one's gonna say, that's because you always late, da-da-da-da. So this one, da-da-da. And that's how they all go home and be like, yeah, that group Black Moon was dope, da-da-da-da.
Exactly.
And that's a high school thing, bro.
Man, I hear what you're saying is that as an OG, you got, first of all, as an OG, you got knowledge, first of all, that you can offer these young, you know, the new generation. You got business opportunities, business ideas. So it's a helping hand, in other words, but in a business sense, not in like doing you a favor. This is how we get, you know, Buckshot. I'm not only MC, I'm also business buck. And let's do something productive. With it.
Let me help you out with that.
Before we get into the freestyle session or the you know, or the music, where can people follow y'all on IG, Instagram?
And then people can follow Buckshot at Buckshot BDI. You know what I'm saying?
Buckshot BDI.
Yeah, Buckshot BDI. You know what I mean?
And what about you, General 5 Fever. All right.
And also follow the
Real Black Moon page,
Duckdown.com.
Duckdown Music,
Then you came, and you know, it's funny, you came to see the shirt Rakim versus.
Nah, they'll see it just to show this part here. Rakim versus Kane, alright?
That was like, I come from the level of, look at that shit, man. Rakim and Kane.
That's crazy.
They have on boxing gloves. Like, there was a time when that was the thing. That was the shit. Like, meaning there was a time when everybody was like, I got Kane. You know, I want Rakim. And, you know, and it was like, for them two, like, it was like, you know what I'm saying? It was like
the pre-Biggie Pac.
Yeah, it was like, who's gonna win this motherfucker? And it's like, how we gonna, like, these are the two dopest motherfuckers out. Like,
the hottest niggas on deck.
In the game, it's like, how the fuck do you pick one another, nigga? I mean,
Who was you rolling with?
I couldn't do it, man. I was a Kane.
It was hard to pick sides because y'all Brooklyn, Brooklyn.
Well,
Okay. It was just that because of the energy, what they was delivering, how they was doing their shit. Like, it's like, yo.
Like, the guard had the knowledge, right? And both of them had the knowledge. First of all, a lot of people didn't know that Big Daddy Kane had knowledge, but obviously he had knowledge himself, meaning he was a guard body. And then Rakim came, and he was the same thing, and they both had a swagger that I fuck with. Like, I love Kane's swagger, you know what I mean? With the top blazer, but I don't got the fucking the Mr. Fabersham neck shirt with it. You know what I mean? I got the fly, smooth undertone. I might have a t-shirt, nigga, but this shit is under a blazer. That's swag with a nice piece of accessory. So my shit is, and Rakim came with it like, listen, I'm coming with the knowledge of self, and my shit is trucked, nigga. My jewelry is trucked out, my swagger is on, and what you want to do. So for the both of them, it was like, how the fuck you pick one of them?
It's hard, hard decision, definitely, as hip hop fan. I mean, speaking of, since I mentioned Pac and Biggie, and I know you go by Buckshot BDI, I have to ask this question. Is it true that Tupac named you BDI?
No.
Okay.
No. Tupac named me, well, Tupac named me. Tupac used to call me Buckshot the BDI Thug.
Buckshot the BDI Thug.
Yeah.
Okay.
Buckshot the BDI Thug.
But he made up the BDI part? Okay.
Nah, BDI was always in existence.
So, okay, all right.
You understand? It's almost like BDI that means that all I seen. You understand? That's all I seen. BDI. Buck does it, Buck did it, Buck doing it, Buck does it, Buck done it. You know what I mean? So I see it all. And when Pac used to call me, it was just like that was one of his. It's like,
so he added a thug to the
end of it. Yeah, that's my man, because that was his thing. Like Thug was his thing. Yeah, Thug Life. Yeah. Thug Life was his thing. So he'd be like, Buckshot the BDI Thug.
That sounds dope.
You know, yo, what up, nigga, you know.
That's
you know what I'm saying? So that was it. It was like, you feel me? So now we coming like, now it's like to deliver this album, and for people that know all of the shit that we've been through, you know what I'm saying? From things like that, from a Pac to a Big, to a Sean P.
To Eminem too, I know, yeah.
Just the stuff that we've been through, man. They didn't get a Black Moon album in a long time. And Jesus Christ, you know, when I listen to this album, I'm such a fan of it that I just play it. You know, I'm such a fan of the album that I just play this motherfucker. Like. And for all y'all, like I said, technically though, I love both. But technically,
you mean Enter the Stage?
No, I love Rakim.
Oh, and Kane. Okay, that's what albums.
But technically, KRS One is my top of the top.
Okay.
Like if you said, well, who's at the top for you, Buckshot? At the top is KRS-One. Because he taught me everything about being a dope MC. You know what I'm saying? And that's it, simple and plain. It's like everybody else was rhyming, but nobody said, I'm going to teach you. I never heard that already before. So when I used to hear that, I'm like, okay, now let me listen, because I never heard nobody say, I'm gonna teach you about how to move and how to have breath control when you rhyme. You know what I'm saying? All you really need is breath control. Yeah. So I had a record called Breath Control as well.
Okay.
And it was only because I learned how to have that and give thanks to the being on stage and knowing how to rock a stage and murder that motherfucker and never be out of breath and out of wind and feel like I'm gonna pass out and all this other shit. I learned that from KRS-One. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's the teacher right
That's
there.
amazing. All right.
You know what I mean?
Rise of the Moon again, September 20th. Coming out.
Y'all better support that, man. Everybody better go support. That better go support that.
Exactly.
I swear to God, I feel sorry for your car if you got a sister.
Oh, it's gonna all right.
I feel sorry for your car.
All good. We're gonna bust our speakers, listen to the new Black Moon joint. But exactly, support. Put your money where your mouth is.
The whole album is gonna be live action.
Too many phony, real hip hop fans will talk a lot of shit, but when legends like you guys,
we don't really want to do too much talking or bragging. We want y'all to hear it as much as y'all want to hear it. Trust and believe that.
Definitely.
Word.
Rise of the Moon.
Rise of the Moon. And speaking of this, you know, for a lot of the cats that don't understand or don't give a fuck about the freestyle part of hip hop and shit like that, let me explain something to you. Like, The ability to freestyle is the ability to have the mind work superiorly. You know, the ability to freestyle is the ability to have the mind create a story within a split minor of a second. So that's what gives the person the skill. If you say, yo, man, fuck all that freestyle shit, man, I mean, you can shit on yourself all day and not care about wiping. That don't help. That ain't you. What you got? As long as you got a choice, you got a voice. You understand? But don't sit there and exclude the fact that you can't do something, so you want to rule something. You want to be like, man, fuck that shit, man. We just be y'all the same niggas that we do shows and have the chorus, the rhymes, the everything playing, and we just on stage acting the fucking fool, and that's cool. That's cool. Hip hop is always a fucking competition, and it always motherfucking will. And let me tell you something. When me and Five step up and do our thing, this shit is a competition. Don't get it twisted, nigga. You can sit there with your purple. Some of these niggas is looking like blow pops and shit, with a big ass fucking colorful head and a slim body, with a pair of 12 shoes. Do all that all you want, nigga. I come from the school of embarrassment, so I'm going to embarrass you when it comes to the rhyme, the flow, the money, the jury, the bitches, the foundation, the business, the future. Where you gonna go, nigga?
Yeah, you heard that from Buckshot himself. 5 foot, yeah. Legends in the car with me, but dropping a new amazing ass project.
No question.
Rise of the Moon.
That's right.
Yeah. It's a
Rise of the
competition.
Moon.
Yo,
5FT, Buckshot, and Evil D. Beat Miners produce.
Yo, it's gonna be this fire right here. The Creep With Me joint. It's just fire. We about to get into the freestyle. Let me just acknowledge my man in the back, Jabbar. Jabbar Music. He's a producer, dope ass producer, but he's on camera duty today. Alright?
Joe Barr, the producer.
Yeah. Jabbar Music. Yeah.
Yo.
Got him on camera duty today. Alright. So we
camera duty, right? Like, you got my hand hurt, man.
We about to get into the freestyle, though, alright? Freestyle Drive, I'm Lebanese Ether.
Drive, Lebanese
Buckshot,
Ether.
5 foot with me today. Black Moon, Rise of the Moon, this Friday, September 20th.
The Kings are back on deck.
Yeah.
Live action. It's all live action, man.
Let's do it.
It's hard to save y'all motherfuckers out there, you bitch ass niggas. It's hard to save half your feelings. You feel me? I feel sorry for them shits. Call the goddamn cops. Call. Oh, no.
Buckshot, 5FT. 5FT in the building. Live action. Up to the sky. Black moon and a black beat. Coming heavy with this black key. Nighttime on the prowl. Blow your mind like I'm Black Street. 2 pours of sour. That Hennessy top is black. Chased by the Red Bull. Putting wings on your back. It's the triple threat. Expendable 3. Occupation. Tell them what it's always really going to be. We persevere. Dominate the atmosphere. Get busy from the heart. Spit it from the essence everywhere. Where we knock them out the box. We not playing here. Like Leonardo DiCaprio with the bear. Yes, that's straight live action. I'm walking on the moon, focus on making it happen. Star-studded, star-budded. When I'm stepping to my business, I'm coming to star-flooded. Hip-hop, old school, new school, whatever your spot is.
Oh, wait a minute. All them niggas is real. That's what they say, but they shit is ass appeal. Fuck mass appeal. That's for real. They want to know how big the yard lasts for real. Well, I'm going to tell you, listen, Holmes. That shit is stale, but we just passed the sign and said for sale. Now what's for sale? You can't sell what's not real. So I'ma sit back, have a seat and chill. Listen, right now I'ma set my water, cause I'm stuttering cause I miss my daughter. How you doing, Scarlet? All y'all niggas is bar shit. That's lady love, par shit, R shit, Mar shit, hopper shit, Ghana shit, popper shit, rocker shit, just like the rock and roll, bucks out of control. But I got so much soul like my name was James Brown. When I step up in your face, that niggas is lame. How are you lame? Wait, how was the game? The game's garbage. Half y'all niggas don't pay homage, but fuck comments. Nigga, stay starving. When you see buckshot, y'all niggas gay like Marvin. Nigga, wait a minute, take a minute, sit back. Let me take a smoke of the black, cause wait, they don't even have black no more.
No more.
Niggas smoke weed and sell weed, not even crack no more. They ain't even coke no more, that's not on the flow no more.
No more.
Why flow? That ain't no coke, cause ain't no dough no more.
No more.
Ain't no more clubs, so ain't no more shows no more.
No more.
But buckshot, this is how it goes for y'all. Listen, y'all all floors. I'm all hands, all paws, roof, got all dogs. And I'm sweating, I'm forgetting y'all niggas jetting. Cause when you see BBI, you like, that nigga is reppin'. Hip hop, then stop. Y'all niggas is garbage, no water, so you drip drop. Y'all missed out, you got.
Yo, hold on, wait a minute.
Buckshot.
Yo. Yeah, look up in the sky. The freestyle, yo. Freestyle ride, y'all. We just get it going.
Yes. Freestyle drive.
Freestyle drive, y'all.
Moon, rise to the moon.
Rise to the moon.
Black moon on the rise. Look up in the sky.
Yeah.
Look up in the sky. Black moon on the rise.
That nigga say you body me. Oh really? That niggas is a how I be. How I be chilling in the back with my man. And I'ma tell y'all niggas what's the plan, fam. See, Rise of the Moon, man, it took a little time, it took a little beats, a little rhymes, but half y'all niggas is a little slime, now you a lot of slime, and y'all niggas don't got a time, ain't got a spine, no back in it. Man, that's buckshot. You know that shit is so flow, ain't no slack in it. My shit is baggy. Y'all niggas is straight. Y'all niggas is y'all niggas ain't straight for the way. Rewind the music, not the tape, cause tapes was way back then, but y'all niggas stayed back then. Y'all niggas can't come right now. You a motherfucker that can't come right now. You a dickhead with no dickhead. This shit led, pop. This shit's led in the back of your brain, the back of the lane. It's took all niggas is back in the game. The Black Moon here, nigga, and that spoon there, straight for the soup. Yeah, we chilling in the car. It should have been a coupe, but so fucking it's air. What you call that shit? Air conditioned. I'm right now. I'm non-programmed, but they're conditioned. What are they conditioned for? They conditioned for all that roll, and all that get on the floor. But when you get to the Black Moon show, when you listening for hip hop, you get more. I'ma show you what you got in store. When you go cop the album from the store. You like Buckshot, 5FT, Black Moon. These three niggas you cannot ignore.
Wow.
Infinity
Buckshot,
Bar.
thank you so much. 5FT, thank you so much.
Woo!
Black Moon.
Infinity Bar.
Yo, Freestyle
Moon.
Drive, yo.
Freestyle Drive, and that shit was off the top of the fucking head.
amazing.
So all of y'all niggas who spit that written shit, that bitten shit, yeah.
You telling y'all, Buckshot
That's right.
laying down the law.
You know what I mean?
No doubt. New project, Rise of the Moon again, September 20th.
That's right.
Check out the video. It's going to come out the same day as the album.
That's right.
Yeah, Rise of the Moon.
That's right.
Check out the Creep With Me, the first video.
That's
Creep
right.
with me.
Appreciate
Yes.
you brothers being on the show.
No, appreciate y'all for support. Word up.
Appreciate y'all for
Yes.
the support.
Yeah.
We're gonna go. Matter of fact, we're gonna show y'all who we
about
pulling
that
up.
or the
Yeah, we
DJ
gonna.
Evil
Yeah,
D.
we right now.
About to go to the shit door.
Go check out my man DJ Evil D.
Anything you want to say to the fans about this new project, what they can expect?
Yo, put like this album right here is, you know what I'm saying, is bananas. And I really don't, you know, I'm not one to be on some, yo, this and that and blah, 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 but it's bananas. Other than us as a group putting our all to it, you know what I'm saying, my team, you know what I'm saying, we put our all to the mixing and the you know, the beats and everything, you know, and when you know you have something good is when you argue, and we constantly bumped heads, but not in a disrespectful way, you know what I'm saying, like we argue back and forth because we want to make sure our sound is right, you know what I'm saying, so we always going back and forth, but you know, that's what family do, you know, and that's what a lot of people understand, like the mixing on that, you know, the way I mix, put it like this, and I'm not gonna get all into, you know, the bananas part, because what'll happen is I'll lose everybody, because I'll start that tech talk, but the way the way me and my brother, you know what I'm saying, beat miners, we got a company called The Brand, and what we do is just mix.
Okay.
And, you know, my man Jake Palumbo, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Jake for engineering the album.
Nice, okay.
You know, me, Wall, you know what I'm saying, Luck, shout out to my man Brian. We all sat down and actually sonically made it sound right. You know what I'm saying? There's highs, there's mids, there's bass, and there's lows. So when you listen to, depending upon where you listen to the album, you're gonna hear something different every time.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And sonically, it's right.
So you mean if you're in the car, it'll sound away.
Yeah.
If you're in the crib in a way.
Sound away. If you're in the studio, sound
club in a way.
Yeah.
It'll match wherever.
Like if you got the right speakers, you'll feel that sub bass. You know what I'm saying? If you got a messed up set of speakers, you'll still hear it. You'll still hear the album. You know what I'm saying? But the better your system is, the better it sounds. Also, this is the first album I recorded using my travel setup. And also I recorded parts of this album on my iPhone.
Wow. That's,
you know what I'm saying?
That's something different. Okay.
Yeah. So, you know, like...
How was that experience with the iPhone?
It's cool.
Okay.
You know, what it is, what a lot of people don't understand, the iPhone is a good phone. Like, you can use it to make movies. You could also use it to make music. You know what I'm saying? It's set up for that. And, you know, I use it to record some of the vocals.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
that was like you used it in a scenario when you was like out of state, you was in the studio, or situations
you know
that?
what it was Buck asked me for to do some last minute touch-ups.
Okay.
And I was like, fuck it, I got my phone, let's do it now. And we did it.
Do it on the spot.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
All right.
So, you know, I guess we did a lot of shit, like a lot of dope, you know, a lot of dope shit with this album.
A lot of different
you know,
tactics and techniques.
We started recording it.
To build this and put this project
we started recording it with Dan. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Dan. Shout out to Giambi.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We did that.
This is something I asked the gentleman in the car was when y'all first released Into the Stage in '93. Did you see that y'all would be releasing a whole new project 26 years later in 2019?
You know what I seen? I just seen us releasing records. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we're Black Moon, you know. So I just seen records being released. You know, it didn't. What happened was, you know, being that we went through what we went through, we didn't release a gang of records like everyone else did. But when we did release records, it was quality records. You know what I'm saying? It was records that you can go, yo, this shit is hot. The Warzone album, it took people a minute to catch up to, but now everybody's like, oh my God, this album's incredible. What did I miss? You know.
Does that happen sometimes where an album gets appreciated later on, unfortunately?
That's one of my problems with the industry. The problem that I have with the industry is they treat it like the movies. They look at your first week sales. If your first week sales ain't rocking, that's it. That's not good like that, because you look at like Juvenile's first album. He creeped till he went gold and then he went platinum, you know what I'm saying? A couple of albums creeped like that. You know, so like my whole thing is
for them to reach
that
level,
like, you know, and then nowadays sales ain't the way they used to be, so, you know, but at the end of the day, it's like, you know, as long as the fans get it and the fans appreciate it, that's what I care about. You know what I'm saying?
Are you waiting for the album to be officially out? Is that like...
Of course.
So you can be you put all that work behind it, now it's time
I still get the oh shit, that's my song. I still get that. Like, no matter how much records I've done and how much TV stuff I've done and all that, I still get the, yo, that's my stuff right there. We took our time with it. We didn't just say, here you go.
Rushed it,
You know, like, we took our time. Like, this album took over 2.5 years to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna sit there and
because I saw something on YouTube on the Duck Down page from 2 years ago where y'all was talking about this project. I'm like, yeah, y'all been grinding on this shit for 2 years now.
And just like the fans want, 100% produced by the Beat
Miners.
No doubt.
Me and Mr. Walt.
DJ Evil D and Mr. Walt. Mr. Walt, yes. That's the B Miners right there. How do you, I mean, since y'all so accomplished, done so many major projects, how are you still excited 20-something years later about your song?
Why wouldn't
Because-
we? Why wouldn't we be? We
You know what
still
it is?
here for all the
Yeah.
defying the odds of people and the naysayers that made of. You understand what I'm saying? When you're not in the mix, people don't know you still working. That doesn't give you value until we drop the album. But now knowing that we have something spectacular coming on its way, and what we tested the water with thus far from the spark, the little tiny spark that we let go, people was like this and on it. We know we got something good enough to work with. So we right now we have a right to feel good from all the work and all the sacrifice and all the pain, like we said, told you in the whip, pain and suffering we had to go through to get this shit the right way. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, we like, let's go.
Yeah,
Trust
you know. And my whole thing is, yo, like, I'm still a fan of this. So, you know, I'm a fan of good music. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a fan of myself. You know what I'm saying? And my family. So, you know, why not be excited? The family's releasing a record, I get excited. You know what I'm saying?
This is like 20-some years later, we still could do the damn
Exactly.
thing. So,
Still
like,
dropping
you know what I
dope
mean?
ass
And
hip-hop,
still
yeah.
feel like, yo, like the energy ain't washed up. It ain't, you know, we finished, we done off. It's still crispy. It's still fresh. It still has a great quality.
It's almost,
You know what I'm saying? Like
in a
we
way, it's almost like a
evolved. It's
sophomore
an
album in a weird way.
It's an evolutionized album. It's showing where we came from and the experience and where it's brought us to right now.
Plus, another thing
understand
is
what I'm saying?
this. It's a whole, like, we got our fan base, of course, but we're also introducing ourselves to a whole new demographic. You know what I'm saying? The younger fans. Like, it still bugs me out that kids come up to me and go, yo, my moms or my pops
Sound
be
bombing
listening to
shit.
your records.
My kids know the sound bomb.
Like, it
They know
doesn't even
DJ Evil
matter.
beats.
Like,
Yeah, the
they know
sound bomb, all
sound
that
bombing,
shit.
they know the Beat
Yeah.
Miners
That's
album, they
live
know the
action.
Black Moon album.
That's live
Yeah.
action.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
yo, I had a cat roll up on me the other day. Was like, yo, I didn't know you did a record with Eminem. I'm like, yeah, that, you know, Eminem. Come on, we did the Any Man record on Sound Bombing too.
Yeah, that shit's amazing. That was
And-
the whole Sound Bombing 1 and 2 was
Yeah,
crazy.
my whole thing is this, like, you know, that era of, like, this is the thing with music, and this is one thing I will say. The problem with like radio and everything is this: commercial radio only plays one type of music. You know what I'm saying?
The girly dance.
And yeah, they play
club
what they feel is hot in the streets, hot in the clubs. But there's a whole bunch of different types of music, and I feel
Is
that
it strictly that what they feel is hot, or is it part of
Well, you know what it
industry
is?
shenanigans
It's
and money?
industry
and
Nah,
shenanigans
no.
going on.
That's what I'm gonna
how it
say.
go. Period. In a nutshell.
But this is what I'm gonna
That's
say,
how
too.
it go.
This is what I'm gonna say,
Bottom
too.
line.
it's that, but it also falls on the DJ too. Because the DJ, some DJs could play. They have to play what they you know the radio station tell them. But then you got DJs that got power, but they don't take advantage of that power.
They're still playing the rotation.
You know what I'm saying? So what happens is you have a lot of cats that could break records and play stuff, and they won't because they're afraid. Like, yo, I'll be at a party, if I get a hot record from a dope artist, I'll play it. And if the floor clears, as a DJ, you should know how to bring them back to that floor. As a DJ, you should know how to break a record at a party. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are scared to do things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, my whole thing is, at the end of the day, if a record is good, it's good.
That's how I feel. I mean, the reason I brought that up with the industry is because I'm not going to name no names, no nothing. It's just that you have people say, oh, we're not playing that on the radio because that's not what people want to hear. But that doesn't seem like that's necessarily the case, because if you were to play a new Black Moon joint, a new Smith & Wesson joint 10 times a day, people are going to love that shit.
Yeah, because why do you think the radio is called, why do you think with radio, it's called radio
That's how they get y'all
programming?
out of here.
You know what I'm
That's how
saying?
they get you out of here for stop asking.
Yeah, it's called radio programming. Because what it is programming you to think how they think and move how they want you to move. And, same thing goes with TV. You know what I'm saying? I've been working in radio since 1994. I know how it goes. You know what I'm saying? One thing I can honestly say is no one ever paid me to play a record. No one ever persuaded me to play a record. I would tell artists, look, check this out. I don't even have to talk to you. Slide the record on the door and walk away. If the record is hot, you're going to hear it. If it's not hot, I'm gonna hit you back and tell you why it's not hot.
And that's fair.
Yeah.
That gives everybody access and get their voice heard, and you let the people judge, basically.
But I also say this too. If, I'm only one man. So if I say your record's not hot, prove me wrong. If you prove me wrong, I'm gonna apologize. I'm the same dude that said Craig Mack Flavian it wasn't hot. You know what I'm saying? And I was proved wrong.
One more time.
I was the one that said Craig Mack Flavian it was whack.
Wow.
And I was proved wrong. Also, I was proved wrong. And Buster will tell you this. When Buster let me hear "Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Can See," I told him it was whack because he wasn't yelling on it. And me and Buster was going back and forth. Yo, da, 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 da. And Buster gave me a DAT tape of the record and said, yo, E, just listen to it. And I got to the spot. This is when I was on Hot 97. I got to Hot 97 and I played the record. And I listened to it. Now, I changed my mind on it because it sounded so incredible. And hey, what's up, man? How you doing? All right, it sounded so incredible. So I was like, I called Buster and said, yo, Bus, my bad, I'm sorry. See, but a grown man knows how to apologize. So,
I mean, nothing necessarily wrong with that, because like we were saying earlier, sometimes the album may not be embraced initially. Doesn't mean it's not a dope album. Doesn't mean it will not be embraced later on. But maybe initially somebody heard it, then they give it a full chance, judged it.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, they love it.
Yeah. It's like even with the new kids that are out right now. One thing I will say is this: us older hip hop cats, we gotta embrace the young kids. You know what I'm saying? Because all that, what's that, man? All that elder hate and all that, this trash, this and that, can't do that, because we was once the young cats.
That people was hating on.
People was hating on.
And denying.
And like the younger kids, like I always tell people like this, I'm not gonna hate on a young artist because you don't even know their situation. They could be feeding their families and other families with that money. They could be taking care of the community with that money they're making. And for you to say that they whack, you putting a hit on, you trying to hit them where it hurts and their money.
Yeah.
So my thing is like the younger cats, like as an older cat, you know what I'm saying? Just say peace when you see them. If they don't say peace back, then hey, that's what it is. 9 out of 10 they gonna say peace back.
I mean, they did mention that in the show, and that's what I love about you guys, that you're not hating on the new cats, you're embracing them and be like giving them guidance whenever you can, and from this trials and tribulations y'all been through. And try to. But the thing is, it sounds like a lot of that bitterness, that old school versus new school, is really the radio or the industry in a way making us. We're taking out our anger at the wrong person.
All the seeds planted by people
Because
that
we hear
perpetuate that energy, and then everybody absorb it, just perpetuate it a little bit more, things of that nature. That's how we always.
Because we're getting critical of the artists being played, but it's not. They're trying to feed their family or whatever they're trying to do. It's not their fault. But then we're frustrated with the industry or the radio play, but then we take it out on the artist.
But here's the
frustrated
thing.
with the industry, not the artist.
Here's the thing. In the 90s, it was about the industry. Now it's about independence. There's no real quote unquote industry like that. There's no more being blackballed and all that.
Okay.
We're in the digital age right now where you don't even need a record company. You put the record out yourself. You know what I'm saying? You could do all that stuff yourself. You don't need a co-signer. All you need to do is create a want for your product. You know what I'm saying? Create a want for your product. Create a want for your product. A want.
Yeah.
Marketing and promotion.
Make people want it.
Yeah. Like there's no industry. Like cats think there's a bag of gold waiting for you at Def Jam. No. You know why? Because if you're not putting out a bag of gold worth of music for them to sell and all that, they're not gonna mess with you.
But is radio so radio play isn't as important as it was in the 90s?
It is, but it ain't.
It always is.
It is, but it ain't.
And marketing.
You know why I'm not? You know what I'm gonna say it isn't because it ain't? Because you have YouTube. You have Instagram. How many Instagram stars made it from Instagram to TV? How many Instagram cats made it from Instagram to making records?
Facts.
How many cats made it from YouTube to making records? You know what I'm saying? What's up, man? You good?
Yeah.
All right. Like, how many cats made it from online to audience? You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, that's marketing and promotion.
Digital is the new come up. It's the new.
Yeah, like, and I tell cats, if you mess with your digital game right, yo, people gonna mess with you. I got over 60,000 people that follow me on Instagram. Now I know out of that 60,000 people, 10% of them, if I say, yo, buy this, 10% of them is going to buy it. So now I know my numbers. How do I grow those numbers? I grow those numbers by marketing and promoting. You know what I'm saying? 10% of your followers is going to mess with. It's going to be the ones that mess with what you do.
It's a core customer.
Because you know how you know that? You put up something with you, doing something crazy, everybody's going to love it. You put up something talking about my new record, or buy this or buy that, 10% of your audience is going to
pay attention.
Yeah, they're going to pay attention.
Or share or whatever. Yeah. I mean, I guess there isn't that monopoly as it was in the 90s with the radio, where their audience was huge, whereas now I'm sure the audience has been decimated because of YouTube, because of satellite.
But I will say this
Snapchat,
too.
all that.
All of it really breaks down into you can use it as a tool. Because you can't tell me
up and coming other apps that's coming into effect to do the same thing. So
you can't tell me that Flex or Charlemagne and them on the Wake Up Show or any of them cats don't get results from what they do. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you look at the Wake Up, you look at the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
You know, Charlemagne, Angela Yee, and Envy.
Yeah.
They're simulcast in mad markets. So that's mad people that's waking up to these guys.
So there's definitely people listening to them.
Yeah.
So I'm talking about like breaking records in that sense.
You can, but is that your core audience that you gotta ask yourself also? Because here's another thing. A Black Moon may get a response, but that young kid may get a better response. You know why? Because that's their audience demographics.
But that's the audience demographic that they built throughout these years.
Young gravitate to young. That's just the reality. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, my whole thing is like, we have an older fan base. And a lot of older fan base ain't on the internet.
They ain't coming out. They ain't,
you know what I'm saying?
They got family,
but,
they got other things. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know,
we raising kids and
but one thing I will say though is this. When it comes to a show, they come out. Like, yo, SOBs, we outsold SOBs every time we touch.
Because they got money for the tickets, they got money for the bar, they got money to go out date night, whatever.
Because you can't bootleg a show.
Yeah.
You can't bootleg a show.
We appreciate that, Black Woman.
You know what I'm saying? You can't bootleg a show, so people are gonna come out for a show. They won't come out for if you buy my record, you know, once it hits the net, it's out there. You know what I'm saying?
You don't control it anymore.
Nah, and then here's the thing that I'm gonna say, and I know a lot of people don't agree with what I say, but hip hop started. Yo, I'm at the jam, I'm recording this jam. I bring my radio here and I play it for my brother. And brother goes, yo, that's dope. And he copies that tape, and someone copies that tape. That's how hip hop started. So I'm not one to get mad for somebody that does what they gotta do to get my record.
Okay.
All I say is come out to the show. You know what I'm saying? Come out and support the show. You know what I'm saying? I talk to people online all the time, and cats are surprised that I talk to them. And I'm like, why are you surprised? You hit me up. You asked me a real question, so I'm gonna answer back. You know what I'm saying? The question everybody always asks me, yo, is 5FT on the album? Yeah, he's on the album.
So you got that a lot? You got that a lot?
Yeah. People, yo, but the funny thing is, it'll be a picture of me, Five, and Buck like this, chilling. Or it'll be a clip with Five drumming. And they'll go, yo, is he on the album? Yo, you're listening to him.
Yeah, exactly. He's right there.
Yeah, I see me
He's
right here. But we get it.
But is that the nostalgia? Those are the fans who want that?
Yeah,
because they've been following your sons into the stage.
Yeah, because they want the trio.
The trio,
so
exactly.
They don't want the duo, they want the trio.
That's the last thing people going to remember.
Yeah.
So
especially,
you know what I mean? So
especially you said there's a lot of back and forth in this album.
It's a lot of action on this album. This album live action, y'all. Straight like that. No fronting, no playing. All serious BI, straight like that, man.
Black Moon was actually the Beatminer's name. It was Beatminer's Productions. And when...
So that was going to be your name?
Yeah.
You and your brother, Mr. Walt, Black Moon.
Yeah, Black Moon Productions.
Black Moon Productions.
Now, what happened was, my brother had an MC named DEA. DEA, like me and my brother used to always go record shopping at this spot. in East New York. And we used to go in the basement, and they used to just take the record store in the basement, and the basement would be nasty, muddy, flooded, all dirty and everything. So we would go down there and come up all dirty. Like it was disgusting down there. Like fucking water. You see a rat float by in the water.
God, what?
Like it was like that for real.
Yeah.
And it was disgusting, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you know, we
records down there?
Yeah, that's where I got all the records for Enter the Stage.
Why would they put the records down there?
Because they would just sell them for like $1,
so it was like the
25 cents.
Okay.
They didn't care about it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They'll just, on the real, I think they should just go at the front of the door, just toss it in the basement.
Just dumped it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when we came up from the basement, it was all dirty, so DEA was like, yo, y'all look like coal miners. Y'all look like coal miners.
Oh shit, that's what the name called? Okay,
he said, yo, we're gonna
like coal miners,
he said, y'all make a song called The Beat Miners. And when he did that, that's when my brother was like, yo, name of the crew gonna be Beat Miners. And I think me and Buck was here. It was just me and Buck said the wall. Yo, can we get that name?
The Beat Miners?
You know, Black Moon.
Because that was your first Black Moon production. He was like, since y'all gonna be the Beat Miners, let us get that Black Moon joint.
But before that, we was High Tech. We was, I think it was just High Tech, right? Yeah, it was High Tech.
Yep.
The three of y'all was High Tech?
And that
and it was actually four of us.
Me,
1228 Halsey, right over there.
Right. It was me, E5, and Walt.
Yep, Finster. From Finster Bun. Yeah. Nah, but hey, it don't matter.
Mr. Finster, Walt. That was that street, that house across the street right there.
Right next to the big orange house.
That was the first club.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a tree or a
But Finster left because he had a kid. His girl was pregnant, so he left. And it's like, yo, after that, it was a trio. And we did what we did, you know. The rest is, you know, right there. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
But that's what happened, man. That's how the name came about. And then Buck came up with the what is it, synonym, what acronym?
Black Moon.
Brothers lyrically acting, combining kicking music out on nations.
Wow, that shit is crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So you know.
Right. And that was the illest shit was like for us. What was his name? Lenny.
Yep, Lenny.
Lenny. For
Big Lenny.
Yeah, but for Lenny to let us perform in that club, that was like the start of like, holy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we're performing in a club. I was talking about 1228. Hey.
1228 Halsey.
Yep, 1228 Halsey. You know what I'm saying?
Right over there.
We're gonna head out though, yo. Dope meeting you, DJ D. Congratulations on the new project. Black Moon, Rise of the Moon.
Yes,
hold on, let me
congratulations.
Thank you,
record.
Buckshot.
Take a picture.
5FC. Congratulations. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've been in the game, spit raw rhymes. Now I maintain cause it's your time. Look, little nigga, just keep a strong mind and you'll be online. Decline to the top where the raindrop is like the tears of fake rappers who raindrop.